through the study and various possible sadhanas for our own spiritual evolution. When our will is strong, when our effort is serious, sincere, then the divine too blesses us. Then it happens that which has to happen. That's called as successful sadhana, success in sadhana. May we all that way, with whatever little purushartha samarthya we have, try our best. Today also, like every day, we'll have our Guru Prarthana Shlokas, then the chant of Agni Suktam, then we'll chant and talk on Taittiriya Upanishad with Adi Shankara Bhashyam. Then we'll study our Yoga Darshanam. During the daytime, we'll study our Mundaka Upanishad, of course, in different language. Then we have Bhagavad Gita for the youth, almost 170 days, every day we are doing. 6th chapter we have reached to. Then in the evening, our Bhagavatam 10th Skandham, Bhagavatam 12th Skandham, as well as Adhyatma Ramayanam we'll be doing today. Today or tomorrow. Aranya Kanda will conclude. We'll start with Kishkindha Kanda. So let our minds this way be occupied through the study of Shastras in search of the truth, reality, the Lord, just as everybody else is occupied themselves in some or the other pursuits and goals. Start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahma Debhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थः ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरोन् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः आब्रह्मलोकादाशेषात् आलोकालोकपर्वतात् ये वसन्ति द्विजा देवाः तेभ्यो नित्यं नमो नमः। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सुकृते धिकृते बहुधा भवतो भविता समदर्शनलालसता अतिदीनमिमं परिपालय मां भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेद व्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः समस्त गुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृतकङ्कणबद्धसमस्तसाधकसेवकानां विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलन शक्तिसाधना संपदा अनुकूलिता सिद्धिद्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थम अस्माकम् आध्यात्मिक साधकानाम् आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि प्राप्त्यर्थम अग्निसूक्तस्य पारायणम् श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकराचार्य भाष्य समेत अध्ययनस्य प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे विश्वकल्याणार्थं च। आदौ अग्निसूक्तं प्रेयिंग टू अग्नि भगवान to reveal to us Bhagavat Anubhuti, to give us the ability of studying Shastra, understanding and doing the due sadhanas. The Lord Agni should bless us if we are true serious in our prayers to Him through this Sukta Parayanam. Let us try. Om Atha Agni Suktam. ॐ अग्निः सप्तिं वाजं भरं ददात्यग्निर्वीरं श्रुत्यं कर्मनिष्ठाम् अग्निरोदसी विचरत् समञ्जन्नग्निर्नारीं वीरकुक्षिं पुरन्धिम् अग्नेरप्नस समिदस्तु भद्राग्निर्मही रोदसी आविवेश अग्निरेकं चोदयत् समत्स्वग्निर्वृत्राणि दयते पुरूणि अग्निम् अग्निर्हत्यं जरत कर्णमावाग्निर् अद्भ्यो निरदहज्जरूथम् अग्निरत्रिं घर्म उरुष्य दन्तरग्निर्नृमेधं प्रजया सृजत्सम् अग्निर्दाद्रविणं वीरपेशा अग्निर्ऋषिं यः सहस्रासनोते अग्निर्दिवि हव्यमातथानाग्निर्धामानि विभृता पुरुत्रा अग्निमुक्तैर्ऋषयो विह्वयन्तेऽग्निं नरो यामनिबाधितासः अग्निं वयो अन्तरिक्षे पतन्तोऽग्निः सहस्रापर्याति गोनाम् अग्निं विष ईळते मानुर्क्षीर्या अग्निं मनुषो नहुषो विजाताः गान्धर्वीं पत्यामृतस्याग्नेर्गव्योतिर्घृत आनिषत्ता अग्नये ब्रह्मरुभवस्ततक्षुरग्निं महामवोचामा सुभृक्तिम् अग्ने प्रावचरितारं यविष्टाग्ने महिद्रविणमायजस्व ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अतः श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atha Ditiya Brahmananda Valli Shanti Mantraha. Om Sahana Vavado Sahanau Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atha Panchamonuvakaha. Om Vignanam Yajnam Tanute Karmani Tanute Picha Vignanam Devas Sarve Brahma Jeshtamupasate Vignanam Brahma Chedveda Tasmat Chenna Pramadyate Sharire Papmano Hitva Sarvan Kaman Samashnuta Ite Tasyesha Eva Sharira Atma यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणः पक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरः पक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. Salutations to Parabrahma, salutations to Shruti Mata, salutations to all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishi Muni Guru Devata, wholeheartedly. Let us also salute our Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas of Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya and our great Adi Shankara Bhagavan, the Bhashyakara, who is guiding us to understand these very sublime, beautiful Upanishads. Our salutations to our own Gotra Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara, and Swaguru, who is taking care of us. Having done so, these Vedantic Shravanam relentlessly when it is done, only then we'll be able to tune in our intellect to the theme which is mentioned in these Shravanams, in these Shastras. And yet, always there is a chance to slip away for any of the inner and outer reasons. So, our own efforts also not to slip away, and our own invocation of the God's grace, the divine grace, to bless us not to slip away. When we are going on taking these cares, then there will be a chance of being consistent in our pursuit of the truth. And ultimately, till the truth is reached or experienced, we have to be consistent on that path. So each of the sadhaka, each of the jiva, till he totally commands his spiritual sadhana. Other than that, nothing. When he comes to that state of evolution, his variety of inner and outer, samashti and vesti, prarabdhas, will take him to different situations, stages in life. So may we all that way, therefore, live that life of study by our own, that type of life of Shravanam of Shastra so much that other than the truth we don't seek anything. Thus the Lord will not take us anywhere other place. We are pushed here and there because of our own prarabdha by the Lord. When we invoke such type of prarabdha through our Purushartha, that the Lord is compelled to put us only all the time in spiritual pursuit. Obviously, the Lord will see to it that we are always in our own Shastra Shravanam, Shastra Dhenam, Shastra Mananam, Shastra Chintanam, and Shastra Jivanam. That helps us in nearing to the truth, which is the purpose of Shastra and which is the acme of the human evolution and which is the redeemer of all the bondages and miseries. So this Taittiriya Upanishad, we are seeing, we have done the first one, Shiksha Valli, we have come to second one, the Brahmananda Valli. And in that, the first mantra onwards, Brahmavidapnodivaram, the Sutra Vakya. Then slowly to that, our Rigveda mantra, defined that Satyam Jnanam Anantam, Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, and told us the technique and the place of finding that Brahma Tattva in our own Hridaya. Then a beautiful Falashruti also is told. So, without stopping there, to guide us from where we are to reach to that level, the kind Shruti started explaining to us in that very first Anuvaka only that from that Paramatma alone, through the arrival of these Panchamahabhutas, the entire world is made. So, here the whole world is not taken into account, but our own individual layers of personality are taken into account for discussion. And we are explained very clearly in all details about each of the kosha and then how we have to do the sadhana and practice of detaching from the lower grosser koshas by attaching our Atma Tadatmya with the higher, deeper, subtler kosha. And all this is as much theoretical, so much when it is made practical, as much theoretical, so much it becomes experiential. It is ultimately the experience which liberates us. That none of these panchakoshas are me. I am that pure self who is permeating all but not touched by any one of them. So, this type of ultimate experience of the truth is our goal through the study of Upanishads and as the guidance of all the Shastras and final pursuit of life and final evolutionary stage also. Now, in this effort of ours, we have come up to the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Is all theory again. Again, we have to do the practice only of understanding Vijnanamaya Kosha, trying to live only at the Vijnanamaya Kosha, slowly weaning away from living at other Vijnanamaya Kosha other than the main use of them. Sanna Prana Mana have some purpose in our life. Only for that purpose we live with them. More than that, we always are in our Vijnanamaya sthai. That is what we have to do practically and reach out. This is called sadhana. Then this Vijnanamaya Kosha explained, its five limbs are explained. It is said to be permeating in the Manomaya explained. It is the Atma of the Manomaya, it is explained. Then now we are given the quotation of the Rigveda mantra to substantiate the presence and the working of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Not much taken by the Shrutimata for quotation, only two sentences. Vijnanam yajnam tanute karmani tanute vicha. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is very much there. And what it should do in its own purest form, yajnam tanute. So its yajnas are what? Studying the Shastra. Its yajnas are what? Understanding the Shastra. Then its yajna is living the life of what do you say? Varnashrama dharma. That itself is yajna. Then in the Vedas only given to us the various yajnas to be performed for any of the desires we have. So those yajnas, this Vijnanamaya Kosha Antastha, the jiva or the individual or the doer or the karta supposed to do. But none of these give permanent result. Therefore, finally, the Vijnanamaya Kosha Sthita, sadhaka or jiva or karta will have to do consciously, deliberately, no more the Dravya Yajna, but the Jnana Yajna. The more the Vijnanamaya me does the Jnana Yajna, in that light of the knowledge of the truth or the self, all the ignorance created, multitude created samsara slowly gets dissolved. And apart from this, time and again, whichever the required karmas are coming, this karta should do them also. Therefore, karmani tanute bicho. So, vijnanam yajnam tanute, karmani tanute bicho. This is what we have seen. Thereafter, like in every of the kosha, we were taught about the upasana of the each of the kosha to be the Mahat Brahma. It's a very, very unavoidable, essential sadhana. That is why Shruti Mata going on guiding us at every kosha level. What is the biggest problem is the isolated individuality. That individuality only out of the samashti, when it is given for a definite person, purpose, the set of upadhis, it is just getting lost in that personal upadhis and suffering. We cannot avoid the sufferings unless the sufferer is eliminated. So we generally try to eliminate the suffering. But in Vedanta, the sufferer has to totally dissolve his individuality in the totality. In the total, there is no suffering. All losses and gains being normal or balanced, there is no suffering in the total. Till the time when this individuality isolates himself from total because of some his own personal possessions, he will keep on suffering. Therefore, the Vijnanamaya Kosha as a Mahat Brahma, we have to do Upasana. And this is the reason told. Then example should be given along with explanation. The example of Devatas are given. And it's very clearly said. They are understanding very clearly that the Mahat Brahma is Jeshtam, Mahat Brahma is Prathamajam, and because of the presence of Mahat Brahma only, they too are existing, they too are surviving. Therefore, by doing the Upasana of Atma Bhava with that Mahat Brahma, always they are invoking the Anugraha of the Mahat Brahma, because of which all these devatas are Jnanavan and Aishwaryavan. So, Abhimanam Krutva is the word. Vijnanamaye Brahmani Abhimanam Krutva Upasate. Abhimanam is identity. So, too, we also have to do. And while doing that Upasana by ourselves of Vijnanamaya to be the Mahat Brahma, what makes it effective, what makes it successful, or what obstacles it, what causes hindrance is the pramada. Therefore, avoid that pramada. And what is the pramada? Very, very clear. That अन्नमयादिषु आत्मभावम अकृत्वा केवले विज्ञानमये ब्रह्मणि आत्मत्वं भावयन् आस्ते चेतिति अर्थः. That is the meaning of Vijnanam Brahma Chet Veda Tasmat Chet Na Pramadhyati. So these things at our intellectual level, if they are thoroughly, clearly understood, then what to do also clicks to us. And then we keep doing it. First clear understanding, then we are practicing. So the Vijnanamaya Sthita Kartrutva Vimana Yukta, let us say Jiva, what he should do by his dharma nirvana, by his yajna purti ityadi, he should get cleared from all whatever pushes and pulls he has got called as habits or vasanas. Same Vijnanamaya existing karta now should do the jnana yajna karma. In that, his drushti is the study of the Vedanta, study of the Upanishads. Through that, till the existence of the truth, knowing of the truth is the cause of liberation. Till these things are strongly convinced, these Vijnanamaya Sthita Karta should only go on doing that. Then only that Vijnanamaya Jiva discovers himself to be Parabrahma. And right from the beginning of creation, or whenever you say from millions of evolutions or millions of lives, what is not allowing us to do this is this pramada only. Therefore, always guarding ourselves against this pramada of annamayadishu atmabhava karanam. It should be fixed in our mind that for me the Vijnanamaya Kosha existing karta, the hindrance for him to discover himself to be the Sarvavyapaka Brahma is the pramada of getting identified with Anna Prana Mana as Atma Bhava, fixed in our life throughout. Therefore, from that only the next thought comes. Therefore, I will not do the Atma Bhava with Anna Prana Mano. I'll do Atma Bhava only with the Paramatma, which is said in Shastras, which as a Vijnanamaya Kosha Sthita Sadhaka, I'm always studying, I'm always thinking, I'm always meditating, I'm always contemplating. What do these rishis, munis do in their ashramas? Is only these two things. Anna prana mano, detachment, as well as the Vijnanamaya identity. Vijnanamaya identifying with the Mahat Brahma or Parabrahma. You know that why are you doing, what are you doing in this hermit, in this deep dungeon forest? When it was asked to that yogi, why don't you come to town or village? He says, no, no, I'm extremely busy here. What is the business you have? What is there's nothing around you? You are just seated here in small kutia. कोई instruments नहीं कुछ नहीं कहाँ तुम busy? He said this. You don't see it because this my busy schedule is not outside as you imagine. It is inside. I am vigorously trying my best to understand Annamaya and detach from it the Atmatadhatmya. Doubly, I am vigorously struggling to understand Pranamana and detach my Atmatadhatmya with it. So much I am struggling to sustain my stay at the Vijnanamaya level, not allowing myself to fall to the other three levels through Pramada. And this Vijnanamayas individuality also, separation also, isolation also, I am trying to dissolve by doing the upasana of the samashti. And with the help of samashti and my effort, I am struggling to see the truth, the reality which is in the Upanishads. Now you tell me how much busy I am. More busy than a prime minister who is taking it up there. So he has 140 crore janta. We have to be that way busy in our inner pursuit. Vijnanam Brahma Chet Veda, and important is the challenge of Tasmat Chet Na Pramadhyati. And it is because of asanas and habits the pramada happens. So we have to do it by ourselves, conscious effort, not to fall trapped into that pramada all the time. We have already seen in last 2 days what is the meaning of Annamaya Tadatmya, where do we become so? So to prana, so to mana. Therefore, not going into those, binding zones, staying with our own selves. That's why, whether it is in bhakti or jnana margas, this is what is said. In bhakti, what is said? Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. What is in Vedanta? Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, anyonyam, tat prabodhanam. In both these sadhanas, what is done is remaining at Vijnana Maya, tuned into the Paramatma only, either Saguna and Sakara. The consequence of it is not allowing it to fall to the level of Anna Prana Mano. Live only at the Vijnanamaya level as a Jiva seeking the truth or the reality or the self. Far away we have to keep Annapranamana, that they are remembered only when the need of maintaining them comes, or use of them comes in the pursuit of the truth. Other than that, uska yaad hi nahi rakhna. That is how sadhakas, jignasus lift their awareness level to the truth and not to these things. Our job is what? We are aware of these three, we are given reality to them, we imagine with delusion the ananda, the sukha, bhoga, when we do something to them or through them, and we are all doing that. That is how we are all lost in only anna prana mana. Emotions, through the emotion we want to be happy. Pranamaya kosha, some other activity or eating, we are finding happiness in that. Annamaya kosha, in trying to see the safety and security of this Annamaya, and also in only through the laziness, we are in the identity with that only. All of us. So that is why this Vijnanamaya kosha, undoubted, thorough understanding is very essential for any Adhyatmic sadhaka. In this Taittiriya Upanishad, straight away we are given. That's why it's the best Upanishad. In other Upanishads, directly it is not told. Even then, every sadhaka will have to come to Vijnanamaya Kosha. There only because there only a samsara is there, identifying the Annaprana Mana, and a sadhaka is there, detaching from these three. Either he can do the Inanyagarbha Mahadupasana or he can pursue the Tattva Brahma Anveshana. Therefore, ultimately, every Adhyatmika sadhaka of every marga should function only from the Vijnana level. Because in the emotional mind level, there is no sadhana. Jiva hai ही नहीं उधर जीव तो विज्ञानमय है में है. The अन्न प्राण मनो are only instruments. उसमें कोई अपने आप का साधक नहीं होता. Sadhaka starts only in Vijnanamaya. Therefore, everybody will have to come to Vijnanamaya only to be the sincere sadhakas. In Taittiriya, straight away we are told. There is a Vijnanamaya Kosha. He is the one who does the yajnam, he is the one who does the karma. The other expression is what? Yajnam tanute is Jnana Yajnam tanute. Karmani tanute means anything other than the Jnana Yajnam, other dharmika karmani tanute. That way also you can talk. So Vijnanam Yajnam tanute karmani tanute picha Vijnanam brahmached veda. Now we are discussing this. Mahad Vijnanamaya Kosha is always in tune with only Mahad Brahma. All the time. And conscious raho ki tasma chet na pramadyati. Specially it is said means always there is pramada. For our Vijnanamaya Kosha, missing that Mahadbrahma Upasana, coming to Annaprana level Jiva, Mano level Jiva. Again, lifting him to that level is difficult. No, it is just like, when you are awakened, do maximum sadhana. Because once you sleep, you won't feel like getting up for many, many, many hours. मन लगता है सोने को. And that's why you see, those who don't discover this secret, go on listening to the mind and extend their sleeping hours. Very tough it is. But the waking hours, if you go on using till you sleep, that is more intelligence. क्योंकि वह सो गए तो मन को उठना मुश्किल ही होता है. कुछ कितना भी तुम सिद्धांत बढ़ो, any type of you practice as you do, the power of the tamoguna or the sukha experience and nidra is so overpowering that people even give up their duties and all, they want to enjoy sleep. Therefore, as you are awakened, then only do maximum works. There's other way of waking up in the morning or any time with that full confidence. Remember the great Mahatmas, how they throughout life conquered that nidra by their own willpower and all, they maintained it. They're all sadhanas, but we're not talking that topic. But the example is taken is for this. What is that? Vijnanam yajnam tanute karma, Vijnanam brahmachetveda tasma chenna pramadyati. So means what? As long as you are awake, keep on working. Don't allow you to, you don't expect to work when you are in the sleeping mode. So to keep yourself in Vijnanamaya, go on pursuing only the Adhyatmika Vicharana. Start giving value to Annaprana Mana, niche aa jate hain. It is like Nidra. Again, to come out of it takes many, many lives. That's why Tasma Chet Na Pramadyat. So, a commitment. I will not fall into the pramada of catering to the demands of Annaprana Mana at the cost of the Vijnanamaya's pursuit. We told you the example 8-9 days. The mother is wanting to cook food, but her 3 children are naggingly pulling her for various things. She cannot do that cooking or any other works. So the mother is the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Cooking is trying to contemplate on the self. The 3 nagging children are Anna Prana Mana. If you don't discipline them, control them, quieten them, they will never allow you to do any work. Therefore, Tasma Chet Na Pramadyati is specially important. That is why specially mentioned by Shruti Mata. उतना important नहीं होता है, काम चला सकते हैं, तो she should have not mentioned. If she has mentioned, if Shruti Mata mentions, means that is a very, very necessary and important thing. So too, she is saying that it is in your hands only. You have to consciously understand that you are the Jiva at the Vijnanamaya level, have to, through the knowledge, rise to Atma Anubhuti, not allowing yourself to again get identified with the Upadhi and become Jiva, Anna, Prana, Mana. Therefore, all the time I must be in my own awareness that I am not falling into the pramada of forgetting my pursuit of Mahat Brahma or Parabrahma by falling into the pramada of the Anna, Prana, Mano, Tada. In other words, it is all the time very powerfully entertaining the thought that Naham Dehosmi, Naham Pranamayosmi, Naham Manomayosmi. They are only my instruments. I am not them. I am not a slave to them. I am the master of them. They should do what I say. I should not listen to what they say. Like that for years when you practice, then the quantity of the pramada falls. नाउ फॉर अस प्रमाद है ही नहीं क्योंकि हम गिरे हुए हैं अन्न प्राण मन में द प्रमाद पॉसिबल टू हिम हु इज ट्राइंग टू स्टे एट विज्ञान लेवल ट्राइंग टू डू महत ब्रह्म ब्रह्म उपासना ध्यान even at that time the pramada will go on happening as we saw again 7 days 6 days back कि some special requirement की तरह अन्न प्राण मन tempts us to come to their level but once you come there people say 2 मिनट आपसे बात करनी है यू थिंक 2 मिनट ओनली बट 2 मिनट जाकर के 2 घंटे हो जाते हो बिकॉज वन आफ्टर द टॉपिक्स गो ऑन हैपनिंग इज इट नॉट अभी घूमने जा रहा हूँ घूमने जाते तो घूमते ही रहते हैं गोइंग टू शॉपिंग इंस्टेड ऑफ बाइंग 1 or 200 थिंग्स वी बाई इन द सेम वे फॉर द सेक ऑफ नीड और नेसेसिटी और सर्वाइवल एज इफ द अन्न प्रणमान पुल अवर अटेंशन. Our attention means the Vijnanamaya Jiva's attention from the spiritual pursuit towards them. But then they won't stop there. Just like 15 मिनट सोकर उठूंगा करते हैं बट 2 घंटा सो जाते फट मत झट करके 2 मिनट में खा के आता हूँ बट आधा घंटा खा लेते एंड देन बस उनसे बात करनी है बट बैठ ही जाते बैठ बात करना आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट once you give them chance they all like when you go to somebody's house they love you then they say और एक दिन रहो अरे तुमको काम है but you go on listening you will go on staying there only. This is how the अन्ना प्राणा मना have a knack. पहले इसको पकड़ को फिर बाद में पकड़ लो उसके बाद में इनको फंसा देंगे ऐसे हम फंसे हैं. In the beginning, let us say of a jiva, he was given these 3 koshas for doing sadhana, but they just called him, made seat and धीरे धीरे आए थे हरिभजन को like कपास होटल लगे we have become slave to them. Therefore, the insistence of Shruti Mata when she says tasmat chet na pramadyati, it is in your hands. Pramad mein mat pado. It's your rest, your alertness. It is you have to pay that price for it. And each one should find how we are falling prey to these 3 kosha. Therefore, what is our solution? The main thought is given by Shruti Mata, Tasmat Chet Na Pramadyat. Bhashyakara helped us the clear explanation, Annamayadishu, Kosheshu, Atma Bhavam Akrutva, Evale Vignanamaya Brahmani, Atmatvam Bhave Nasti Chet. This is what is sadhana. Maintain identity of the Vijnana level and use that Vijnana entity to do the Mahat Brahma Upasana for some time or the Parabrahma Dhyana. Don't come to the Anna Prana Mano level. In Mano level, we have attachments to everything at the psychology level. In the Prana level, we are attached to activities. In the Annamaya level, we are attached to the objects which give comfort to our body, including sleep. So, Dravyatmakata, our drushti, the more it is on the Vastus outer world, all the outer Vastus are only for the comforts of the body. That shows we are in the Pramadaha Dehosmi. And then more and more activities, more and more eating. These are the Lakshana of the Pranamaya understanding or Pranamaya identity and Pranamaya Pramada. So, to all the time in the mind, something or the being is there. And toward the variety of emotions are there. It can be anything. वो तो fluctuate होते रहते हैं. 1 minute I love you, next minute I hate you, 3rd minute I don't remember you, 4th minute neutral. अरे रामा वो तो ये रहते हैं. But if our attention is on that, we are lost in the pramada of identifying with the manomaya. Not allowing that to happen, again and again. This is called in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, meditation techniques. Yato yato nischarati manaha chanchalavastiram tatastato niyamya etatu atmani eva shamnayet. Shanaihi shanaihi paramet. How? Buddhya. Which type of buddhi? Dhruti gruhitaya. And what is a dhruti? Comes to that from is atma samstam mana krutva. So these are all very beautiful instructions of Gita. All the time remembering the mantras of Upanishads with the meaning, knowing it as the goal, pursuing only that. Don't allow oneself to be in the pramada of Anna Prana Mano as the Atma. They are instruments, they have to be maintained. Like in any other instruments of scooters, cars, maintain them and make them as useful instruments. More than that, do not worry about them. Any type of worry is identification. With the outer objects also, people also the identification, and also with our own Anna Prana Mana. समझकर इससे विथड्रा करो, समझकर इससे विथड्रा करो. In Bhakti Sadhana, by doing seva to the Lord with Bhakti, all the three are achieved. All the three, the detachment from Anna Prana Mana is achieved. Because in Bhakti Sadhana, the mind is always in emotional devotion to the Lord. The Pranamaya is always engaged in serving Him. Annamaya is following the Pranamaya, only in doing the Upasana ityadi. So unknowingly the Bhakta is made to withdraw from Anna Prana Mano in the Bhakti Sadhana. In the Jnana Sadhana, focusing only on truth or the Mahad Brahma, and for that, to whatever extent the Anna Prana Mano are useful, using for them that purpose, more than that, not attending to them is the meaning of not falling into pramad. It's even to understand it is a very tough thing. And practice करने की इच्छा double tough होता है. And when you start doing, we are so comfortable at Anna Prana Mano level with mind, how many emotions to everyone. At the Prana level, busy in activities. At the Anna level, eat and sleep. सब चल रहा था. Suddenly इनसे डिटैच जो कहे तो एक तरह सफोकेशन होता है. क्या करूं मैं करके? But stabilizing oneself in Vijnana, and from the Vijnana taking off towards the Mahad Brahma or Parabrahma, not only struggling at the runway of Annaprana Mano is not an easy flight. But if one is able to achieve, little stability, like in the flight, little takeoff and reaching to a height and freedom from the turbulences, once it happens, you just to see how beautifully the flight is going on, moving in the space. So too, the flight of Vijnanamaya Kosha, moving in the space of Tattva Chintanam or Mahad Brahma Upasana, will be so beautiful if it takes off from the runway of Anna Prana Mano. When again the Vijnanamaya Kosha flight tries to love Anna Prana Mana in a wrong time, means what? The plane is going to crash. Is it not? The sadhaka gets crashed. The flight of sadhakas flying gets crashed because of these three. And this we have to accept clearly after understanding thoroughly and protect ourselves from these identities ruthlessly. We know this is what is the genuine sadhaka's big struggle. But if it's true and genuine, he will achieve it on. Like in any field, a person is a genuine mano, मैं करके रहूंगा, वो करता है, वो अचूक भी करता है. In the same way, everywhere that committed sadhaka can achieve the siddhi, even in the worldly things. Here also the one who understands that I am a Vijnanamaya Jiva, my goal is to discover through the Shastra Dhenam my identity with the Mahat Parabrahma. En route, I as a humble servant do what Mahat Brahma says. Other than that, this Anna Pranamana, this is how they cheat me, they make me their slave, मैं उनको अलो नहीं करूँगा. ऐसा वाला नॉलेज, ऐसा वाला प्रैक्टिस, ऐसा वाला जीवन, excellent it is. He is no more a slave of the world because of the Anna Pranamana at the Anna Pranamana level. उसका फिर अलग ही उम्दापन होता है. Anyway, so when we do this one and not allow the pramada to happen, What is the Falashruti? What is the result comes to us when we do the Mahat Brahma Upasana of dropping that separation or an isolation or the personal project and doing exactly what Mahat Brahma says through the Vedas, through the teachings of the Shastra. What will happen if I do Vijnana Brahma Chet Veda? Remember, Vijnana Brahma Chet Veda is my individual Vijnanamaya Kosha is never away apart separate from the Samashti Vijnanamaya. It is Samashti Vijnana only employing this Vyashti. Like my total body is employing my hand to do work, employing my leg to walk, employing my mouth to talk, employing my eyes to see. Is it not the total me? So to the Samashti Vijnanamaya called Mahat Brahma Hiranyagarbha is employing every Vyashti Vijnanamayas in which the Vijnanam is there, the Kartrutva is there, because of which the karmas are done. And for that, the thoughts are required, therefore the mind is there. The Prana Shakti is required, therefore Pranamaya Kosha is there. Place to stay is required, therefore Annamaya is there. So Mahat Brahma only achieving all that through the Vijnanamaya. In that way, absolutely, I should not be a separate entity. Not only that, no separate entity identified with Anna Pranamana and catering to only their needs. The Pakka Samsara. This is called as Mahat Brahma Upasana. Vijnana Brahma Chet Veda means that. So functionally, I am an individual Vijnanamaya. But in all this functioning, there's nothing individualistic or isolated. Everything, like I'm individually sitting on my own desk in an office, like a बैंक में जाओ तो हर एक बंदा अपने डेस्क में बैठे रहते हैं. सो टेन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस एनी ऑफिस ही जो तो बैठे तो अपने अलग कुर्सी में एंड डूइंग अपना ही काम जो दिया गया. But is it not the work done is in coordination with the total office's work? In an office of even 500 employees, each one seemingly does different work, but put together, all of their work is in coordination with each other for the sake of the total work which that department is supposed to do. Is it not? विचित्र है ये वाला बढ़िया सा arrangement. Any of the offices you go, है ना? Like the class 4 employee, उनका job is to collect the doc and give. Then that goes to the class 3 employee, the lower division clerk. Then he goes through it and gives it to the next stage, the upper division clerk. He just checks it up and puts it in the section officer. Then section officer, having seen that, it gives to the desk officer. The desk officer goes and gives to the AGM. And then AGM goes to the then GM. Then GM goes to the assistant member. AM कहते हैं. Finally, it goes to member. Now, how many people are doing how many different things on that? Different. Finally, all of that is what? One particular accomplishment which that company has to or the office has to do. This attitude, I have some of my own personal goal. It is wrong. If you can come to this understanding, and whatever happens should happen through me is decided by the samashti. If this thought comes, with this thought, when I contemplate or study Shastra or consult the Guru, exactly they tell us what to do. And only when we do that, without falling to the pramada, we are doing the Mahat Brahma Upasana. Very good, no? Like I am here, doing this pravachanam. And whatever the activities, classes. All of them are employed through me by the Mahat Brahma. Other than this, no personal project of mine I have. Only thing of maintaining Anna Pranamana, whatever minimum required I do. If in this attitude I am there, is not my pramada is getting reduced and my upasana to Mahat Brahma becoming stronger and stronger. Beautiful, no? Accordingly, the ego with his vasanas, with his struggles, that slowly gets reduced. Mayar more torde maya na, wo chala jayega. And then the two results that will come when we do the Mahat Brahma Upasana with our Vijnanamaya Kosha. Very, very beautiful topics. Yesterday we saw it. Again we say, Sharire papmano hitva sarvan kaman samashnuta iti. These are the two results come when we identify our individual Vijnanamaya Kosha to the Mahat Brahma by doing what Mahat Brahma says to us through Shastra, but not by not having our own mind's projections and following the mind's projections. है ना, माइंड प्रोजेक्ट करता है, वो विज्ञान में इसको फॉलो करता है, फिर भी हम एकम संसार. Mind has nothing to project. Mahat Brahma, whatever he says through the Vedas, that alone I am doing. Two results, beautiful they are, excellent. The Bhashyakara's Bhashya is prasputam, absolutely, undoubtedly, crystal clear explanation. The first thing we'll explain, Sharire Papmano Hitva. How beautifully explained, you see, कि शरीर तादात्म्य कारणात् सर्वे पापमानः. Because I identify with the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamana, that all the papas I am doing, first to realize it. Therefore, identifying with them alone is the first papa. Like we do so many sins in the world. What is the cause of the sins in the world? The first sinner. What is the first sinner? Taking the world either as reality or as apart from the Lord. Is it not? जगत को सत्य मानना नामक पहले पाप के कारण बाकी सारे पाप रे पाप हो रहे. In the same way, see, शरीर अभिमान निमित्ताः ही सर्वे पापमानः. $1,000,000 thought. मिल गया हमको यहाँ freely. Bhagavan Shankara says, all sins are committed by taking the sharir as Atma. Therefore, we can stop doing sins only when Sharira Tadatma is dropped. Only when the sins are dropped, we are no more subjected to the Narakadi Dukkha or any of the Tiriyak Nicha Yoni Janma. Sharira Nimittaha hi Sarve Papmanaha. Sharira Abhimana Nimittaha. So I think I am the body, therefore the body's demands and all of them become mine. Then for the fulfillment of body's demands, for the sake of resources, I just do every non-positive thing. That is called papa. Feel it. See, all these Vedantic ideas, na, in our own personal deep contemplation, we have to become clear in our understanding. ऐसे ही बताया जाता है शास्त्रों के द्वारा. At the outset, when we listen, it appears to be vague. That vagueness we have to remove. The conviction or the clarity we have to get by focusing on that. What is it? Like here he said, Sharira Abhimana Nimitta Sarve Papmana. So Papmana we know all the sinful actions which are against the Shastra. Sarve Papmana we understood all. Sharira we understand. No, Sharira Abhimana we have to understand. Clearly. So aham dehosmi. Nobody says vocally. But all the thoughts in the mind, all the actions in the through our body and all, are they all not happening aham dehosmi bhava se? Therefore, we have to pause and deeply think. What is the meaning of Sharira Abhimana? Then the sentence is completed. Sharira Abhimana Nimittahi Sarve Papmanaha. Then the intellect will glow in understanding that if I have to avoid the dukkha, I have to avoid the papa. If I have to avoid the papa, I have to give up the Sharira Abhimana. See? Then how to give up Sharira Abhimana? By the Vijnanamaya Kosha, not given chance to identify the Sharira, is fully busy in serving Mahat Brahma, fully busy in Aham Brahma. Is it not? That is why he says very clearly, Bhashyakara, ki Tesham is of all those sins which we commit after identifying with Annamaya Kosha, they are all gone. That's called Sharire Papano Hitva. Why are they going away? Because Tesham Vignanamaya Brahmani Atma Abhimanat. We have identification with the Vignanamaya, and that Vignanamaya is doing the Sevadimat Brahma. Therefore, Vignanamaya Brahmani Atma Abhimanat. Deha Atadatma is gone away. That's called a Nimitta Paye. So, the Papa Nimitta is Deha Tadatma. That Deha Tadatma named Papa Nimitta is gone away because the Vignanamaya is doing always Brahma Upasana. So that Brahma you can take as the Upanishad type of Brahma times Brahma. That Brahma of the Upanishadic times you can take of the Puranic Rama and Krishna. So you are in your puja room doing whole Upasana of Rama for 2 hours. When you come out, the whole Jagat you are taking as Rama, and you are serving the whole Jagat as your service to the Rama. What is all this happening in the Puranic language? The Vijnanamaya is doing the Mahat Brahma Upasana. No, any person that way busy in this puja at home and service of the world as puja, will he have any Sharira Tadatmya? No. So, will he do anything wrong? No, therefore there is no sin. निमित्ता पाए सारे पाप का निमित्त है देह तादात्म्य. He has no that such nimitta because there is no freedom or no time free because he is busy in Vijnanamaya Brahma Seva, Mahat Brahma Seva. That's what he said. Ki Tesham cha Vijnanamaya, Tesham means of those papas, sins. Vijnanamaya Brahmane Atma because of the Atma Vimana for the Vijnanamaya Brahma and Mahat Brahma and service is going on. Nimitta paye. There is no time given for Deha Tadatmya. Nimitta paye. Hanam upapadyate. That whole papas go away. That's why Sharire papmano hitva. तो शरीर अभिमान को छोड़ने के कारण पाप चले गए. Why? With शरीर अभिमान only papa happened. How the शरीर अभिमान gone away? Because the Vijnanamaya Purusha is busy in Mahat Brahma. Therefore, he has no abhimana with the Annamaya Sharira. Therefore, the papas have gone away because the nimitta is gone. Very technical, very perfect thing it is. And other than this, that at Vijnanamaya Kosha, thinking and working only for the samasti as told by Shastra, we cannot conquer the identity with the Deha and the demands and desires of the Deha, which are never endful, are endless. They are never endful. We have to put an end. We also cannot put end because of so many vasanas and all. Then how to slowly make it happen without the sense of struggle? Use Vijnanamaya only for samashti service. That is why in all our scriptures, again and again, seva to the world, seva to the Ishvara, seva to the elders. ये क्यों बार बार बता रहे? Because in the effort of serving them with the conviction, intellect में convict है मुझे वो conviction उनको सेवा करना है. In the effort of fulfilling that conviction of service, my Dehatadhatmya goes away. And all sins are happening because Dehatadhatmya. Now there is no Dehatadhatmya Rupi Nimitta. Therefore, Nimitta Bhaye, therefore Papmanaha also are gone away. When the cause is removed, the effects are removed. The cause is Dehatadhatmya, that's gone. Therefore, the effect of doing the sin also is gone. When the sin is gone away from the life, then the sin's result is dukkha. Dukkha will not be there. You and I have to digest this thought as thoroughly as possible and abide by this knowledge to help ourselves to no more get identified with the Annamaya and suffer in the world by doing papa and getting its results. Tesham cha, of all those sins, Vijnanamaya Brahmani Atma Abhimanat, because I am doing the Abhimana with the Vijnanamaya Mahat Brahma. I am not at all even maintaining my individual Vijnanamaya. First of all, I am living at Vijnanamaya level. Second is Vijnana is not in separator. It is doing only for the Samashti Vijnana. That's like a disciple in the ashrama or Gurukula has nothing of his own intellect thinking. Whatever Guru says, that alone he is doing. He has no thought of his Annapranamana. Then he will never do anything sin there. Even he forgets that. गुरु will have to remind, अरे जाके थोड़ा खाना खा के रेस्ट कर, तब जाकर याद आता है उसको, अरे खाना भी खाना है. Is it not? Are there not people in every department in the world to the whatever the organization or the heads they are obliged to in serving them deeply, intensely, they have lost their own individual identity. This is called as Vijnanamaya doing Mahat Brahma Upasana. But in that again, if there are vasanas and desires are there, people do it for the sake of money, for the name and fame. That's why that type of doing is continued as samsara, named as samsara. But here the goal is Parabrahma. The problem is this sinful life. The cause is Dehatadhatmya. To get rid of Dehatadhatmya, I come to the Vijnana level, and in the Vijnanamaya level, I will feel the knowledge of why and what I have to do by studying the Vedas and doing all that is told by the Veda. Who told through the Veda to us? The Mahat Brahma. For the sake of Mahat Brahma, we follow from the intellectual Vijnanamaya level, what exactly said in the Vedas only. In that effort, no more we are doing any sin and going through Janma and Marana. Not only that, every time the disturbances in inner and outer come, not allowing us to do the Parabrahma Upasana later on. वो सब पाप निकल जाते. तो शरीरे पाप मनो हित्वा सी तेषां च विज्ञानमय ब्रह्मण आत्माभिमानात् निमित्तापाय च हानौ पद्यते. Example is छत्रापाय एव छायापायः. Remove the umbrella, the shadow also gone. So remove the dehathadatmya, the sinfulness is also gone. How do you remove the dehathadatmya? Not directly attending to it, but living at the Vijnan level, that also for the Samashti. Very beautiful thing it is. Excellent. And at that time, the Bhagavad Gita comes to our rescue to say, then what about the maintenance of Annapranamana, Yoga, Kshemam, Vahamyaham? People will come in your life to comfort your minds. People will come to your life to cat at your Pranamaya. People will come to take care of your Sharira Sthiti. Because you are working for the Samashti through Vijnanamaya. And how it is happening? Yoga, Kshemam, Vahamyaham. That's why the office gives to that officer all the physical comforts of the car and AC and fan. Why? He is working with the total company. And he is given all powers and authority, pranamaya energy, because he is working with the total company. And the company appreciates him, gives promotion and all. That is, they are catering into his manomaya, because he is working for the totality. If he works for his mana and deha and prana at the cost of samashti, they will just remove him only from there. And that becomes papa, therefore that is dukkha. What we have done is papa. Instead of working for the total, I worked for my own prana, mana, deha. Then the dukkha of that papa is dismissed from the company. Think like that. Okay. Then second meaning. Before going to the second meaning, इसका ही कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं. फर्स्ट फलश्रुति तस्मात् शरीर अभिमान निमित्तान सर्वान पापमनः शरीर प्रभवान शरीरे एव हित्वा. That's what. All the sins conducted because of Sharira Abhimana are dropped, made zero, even though he is living by being in the Sharira only. तो शरीर में ही हम रहेंगे, लेकिन शरीर का तादात्म्य नहीं रखेंगे, इसलिए शरीर तादात्म्य के कारण होने वाला पाप हमारे द्वारा नहीं होगा. What an excellent joy, isn't it? Like Puja Gurudev. He is very much in the Deha only. He is using the Deha for his work. But no Deha Tadatmya, therefore there is no Papa done, which generally is happening because of Deha Tadatmya in our cases. There is the meaning of Sharire Bhutva Eva, Sharira Tadatmya Nimitta Rahitatvat, Sharira Tadatmya Rupi Nimitta Rahitatvat, Sarve Papmanaha, all the sins are dropped. That's what Hitva. Shankara Bhagavan is explaining the main mantra. Sharire papano hitva. They are the words he wants to explain. So, tasmat sharira abhimana nimittan, शरीर अभिमान ही जो निमित्त है उससे उत्पन्न होने वाले सर्वान पापमनः, all these papas, sharira prabhavan, which are conducted with the body only. Sharireva means even while staying in the body before death, hitva is able to give up. Therefore, papa phala of dukkha, both are gone. This is one result. Second result is said as what? As the result of Brahma Upasana, sarvan kaman samashtuta iti. This is a very, very powerful thing that we gave. The company provides all the facilities. The people, when they go on company's work, executive class flight, with the food all the times booked. The moment he gets down in the airport, there is a placard and he's taken in a beautiful car into the 7-star hotel, given a beautiful coupe or whatever you call it is. The big place. And then all the food facilities are given, and to the company or the business meeting place, again is taken with the car and the drivers respecting them. How much the company is spending? कभी कभी एक बंदे का एक मीटिंग के लिए 1 लाख 2 लाख स्पेंड करते हो. That is the worth of that fellow because he is working for the company so much. So to a person who is always thinking with the Vijnanamaya in the service of the totality only, as told by the Vedas and all, Slowly, slowly, as it was said, the jivas becoming devatas. And devatas have got jnana and aishwarya. So jiva, you and I also get to that level. This is called as, in our yoga bhasha, videha people. Videha means devatatma nahi hai. Therefore, they have the powers of a videha. Videha are called devatas only. So videha and kaival, we are seeing videha prakritilayanam. How it comes to them, the asampragnat samadhi, bhava pratyaha. Today also it will come. Yesterday also we discussed about the devatas and all of that, the difference between Ishvara and all that. So coming to the point here, first point is explained. Sharire papanoitva, he will be in the deha only, but because he has no more identification with the deha, he will not do any papa with the deha. Papa phala will not come to him. One is it. Second is what? Sarvan Kaman Samashtute. That it will elaborate. Today we'll say a little bit, tomorrow a little bit. He says, Vignanamaya Brahma Sarupa Apannaha. Vignanamaya Brahma Sarupa Apanna means what? This isolated individual Vignanamaya has totally lifted in its identity to the Vignanamaya Brahma only. Apannaha Tatstan Sarvan Kaman. That all the experiences of Sukha Bhoga, Vijnanamayena Atmana, which are experienced by Mahat Brahma, all of them come to him. Samashtute Samyak Ityartha. It's all like, from a slum area or any anath sarnalayam, somebody brought a child and he employed him as only labor. घर में भी आने नहीं दिया, बस उधर बाहर का काम करो. That is one outhouse or some penthouse or some servant quarter is there, Rahu there. But within 4, 5, 6 years, seeing that child is doing work very honestly, slowly, slowly, this owner slowly makes more facilities for that fellow. है ना, कपड़े अच्छे देंगे, सैलरी अच्छा दे देंगे, फिर अच्छा कमरा देंगे रहने को. Slowly from that laborer work, he will make him as a clerk. Then slowly the PA, person assistant, then PS person. Slowly, he may even adopt him also. Yeah, anyway, I don't have children, I'll adopt you as my child. If that fellow is continuously serving him, then business में उनको partner बनाएंगे. And ultimately, that owner can say that, यार अभी तू इतना है, मेरे से इतना तादाद में कर दी, तो I am giving the चाबी of my office only to you. As much the boss was enjoying, so much that fellow will enjoy. We have seen it happening in the world now. In the same way, through the relentless upasana of the Mahat Brahma, by catering to what he says alone, my Vijnanamaya will lift myself to that level, as a result of which that Mahat Brahma's Sukha Ananda comes to me. मुझे वो मिल जाते हैं. There are two things. Main thing is getting the Ananda as he gets. And that Ananda is gained through various facilities. The facilities are given. Like as I told you, the facility of giving the flight ticket, executive car, purpose is what? Not for the facility's sake. For what then? For giving him comfort. And comfort comes through all these, therefore they are given. So too, the Mahat Brahma is always in Ananda Sthiti. Therefore, this Vijnanamaya Kosha fellow who has stood with Mahat Brahma, he also is maintained to be in that Ananda Sthiti. For that, whatever is required, he is provided. Is it not? Like he says, no, I don't want a coffee, I want tea. Yeah, tea will be supplied in the hotel. ऐसे नहीं होता, sir, आपको सिर्फ coffee देने को बोला है. नहीं, he has his own choice. In the same way, Mahat Brahma Upasaka Vijnanamaya ko Sarvan Kaman Samashtuti ka artha ye hai. That's what Vijnanamaya eva Atmana Saha Sarvan Kaman Ashtute Bhukte. Tatstan Sarvan Kaman Vijnanamayena eva Atmana. Here Vijnanamayena eva Atmana means what? Remaining as individual only. Atmana Samashtute, but enjoys the benefits of the total. Because remaining as individual, he is serving the total without separating his individuality. अब मैं अपने ईगो को नहीं रखते हुए सारे सेवाएं कर रहा हूं, तो वो महात्मा भी हमको अपने ईगो को छोड़ते मतलब रखने देते हुए he will give all his comforts to us. That is how the Vijnanamaya Purusha serving the total Sarvan Kaman Samashnute. And this in the first Valli said as so Shnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. There the explanation is given there, therefore it is not given here. You know what was said there? Ki आपनोति स्वाराज्यम आपनोति मनसस्पतिम वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत् ततो भवति आकाश शरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्म प्राणारामं मन आनंदम शांति समृद्धम अमृतम. All these are the Vijnanamaya Jiva doing the Mahat Brahma Upasana, then almost reaching to the Mahat Brahma level. All the comforts of Mahat Brahma come to him, and the comfort of Mahat Brahma are these things. Mahat Brahma is Samashti. Very big list we have studied at that time. Okay, this is how the Vijnanamaya Kosha we have studied, giving due importance. Some of the things, if you have not matured in our understanding today, as we continue our study of Shastra, another day Bhagavan will make us grasp all those things. So for that, we will leave it there. When we come tomorrow, we'll just Tasmat Purvasya 2-4 minutes mein कहकर we will enter into Vijnanamaya Kosha. In Vignanamaya Kosha explanation, which is the second half of this fifth Anuvakam, 5-6 points are given in the beginning only. First, to make very clearly, make us understand clearly that Vijnana Anandamaya, which is the Panchama Kosha, is also a Kosha. Don't mistaken it to be Parabrahma Ananda. पहले वो clear करते हैं. Then what is an Anandamaya Kosha? Why it's called so? It is said. Then what are its 5 limbs? Shiraha, Uttarapaksha, Dakshinapaksha, Atma, and Pucham. It will be explained. Then again, to substantiate the Anandamaya Kosha, the Rigveda mantra is told. Then we will be taken beyond Anandamaya to the Parabrahma by the Shruti Mata. Okay, we will see tomorrow. Om. 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramanashibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Sri Vedavyasa Vishambhayana Agnivalkya Adi Shankarad Gurubhyo Namaha Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. 5 minutes, 2 minutes break. Come back to our little study of Yoga Darshanam also. Hari Om.